movement is like a march where everyone moves together towards the same goal. And this is what we are trying to create here.
Hello, and welcome to Environment Variables, where we bring you the latest news and updates from the world of sustainable software development. I'm your stand-in host for this week, Chris Skipper, also the producer of this podcast. And today we're going to be diving into the Green Software Foundation's new Movements platform, a hub for learning, community, and real-world action. Change rarely happens by accident. At scale, it needs structure, shared standards, repeatable training, and networks that turn interest into impact. Think of it as transforming meetups into a movement, badges into skills, courses into credentials, chats into projects. How does Movements stitch this together for teams and individuals that are part of the GSF? With us today, we have Gosia Fricze, Community Manager at the GSF. Gosia, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and welcome to the podcast?
Sure. Thank you, Chris. So my name is Gosia Fricze. I'm the Community Manager at the Green Software Foundation, and I'm really excited to be here today. So what I do at the foundation, I'm in charge of all content creation and management. So the newsletter, the social media, all the articles, everything that you see outside. It's partly my work, and I'm also working with our community programs. So meetups, champion programs. That's where I can connect with our community and get them involved in our work. To just maybe add a little bit about my background, I worked with community programs around the globe. For example, I run BioBlitz competitions for global organizations, and I organize community events in Venice, where I'm based. So this is something that I always enjoyed. I always felt like working with communities is close to my heart, they say, values. So one thing I would like to maybe mention something outside of my professional work. I also, for the last couple of years, I've been running mindful productivity workshop. It's a focus writing workshop where every week we explore different topics around mindfulness, productivity, creativity. So it's something I've been really enjoying, and also giving me a bit of reflection on my own work and my daily life. So something on the verge of my professional and private life.
That's great. That's awesome. I want to ask you about this creative hour. So you run the workshop, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I facilitate workshops. Yeah.
Do you have anybody that turns up with something that you can definitely tell has been written by ChatGPT or another LLM at all?
This is not exactly how it works, because it's like we write during the session. So there's a different topic every time. Like, for example, you would explore how to take more meaningful breaks in your life, or what your values are. And we have prompts to explore during the workshop, and we just spend some time writing together. So I don't really see what people write.
Right. And okay. I gotcha.
It's like for them to have, a group where when we write together and they feel like they connect with the others. Well, at the end, we we discuss what we wrote about, and if we found out something new, or there is anything we would like to share with the others. But yeah, maybe there are some people who are actually using ChatGPT to write it, but it wouldn't make sense, I think.
No, exactly. I just thought it would be funny if someone was in a mindful workshop and they were actually using ChatGPT to think for them, right? Not actually thinking, but you know what I mean. But yeah, that's good to know. So that's great. Okay, so we obviously are here to talk about the Movements platform. So let's start from the very beginning. For listeners who haven't seen it yet, can you please explain what the Movements platform is and what inspired its creation?
Sure. So what it is, it's a single space where you can connect with people I think that's a very important part of it. So you connect with other practitioners who been where you are now or have similar experiences or similar challenges. You get recognized for advancing green software practices. So you can contribute, and you can also see how we recognize your contributions. You discover new tools and standards that can be useful in your daily practice. That's perhaps like an overview of what the space offers. What inspired it? So I wasn't there when the Green Software Foundation started, but from what I heard from the others, from my colleagues, from people I work with, it's when GSF began, it had to be kind of a pioneer in the space. There wasn't much happening in terms of green software. So it was like many things at once, in some ways filling the gaps, because there wasn't anything else and people were looking for it, or there was need for it. But over time, we evolved and now we became a standards body. So this is our focus. This is what we do. And we also realized that having standards is great, but you need people to adopt them. So at some point, it felt like we need space where people would learn about how to actually apply those standards in real world. Like it's all great building useful standards and sharing them. You know, we have an ISO standard, which is an amazing thing, but we need people to use them to be able to make impact. So this platform somehow felt like a necessary step, like a missing piece that is going to help people to learn about how to use our projects, how to adopt the standards, to bring the conversations together. We noticed that we have conversation all over different platforms. So we have Slack, we have GitHub, we have social media, but it felt like it's a bit scattered.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Bringing together our projects and also allowing people to learn how to use them, and at the same time facilitating conversation around it, somehow felt like it's the right step to, like, the next step to actually bring the adoption of green software standards and practices to the global communities. When we started thinking about it, because maybe I should also talk about a why movement platform.
Yeah. Why is it called the Movements platform?
Yeah. So basically, Asim, the executive director of the Green Software Foundation, he was very convinced that we should call it movement from the start. And at first I was a bit skeptical, but actually now I can see how this is working, like how he explained it to me, and it really resonated with me. It's like a community, it's like a village where people gather around, but move in different directions. And movement is like a march where everyone moves together towards the same goal. And this is what we are trying to create here. So we're trying to create a movement where people would see the same goal and try to achieve it, like move together towards it. So in a way, it is a community as well, but it's more than that. We want it to be more than that. So so that's how it came to life. And what it provides is it gives infrastructure, it offers learning resources. I mean, it's still work in practice. There's much more we want to do with it, but it's a growing community of practitioners. So we have people joining every day, and it offers them space where they can connect, where they can engage, and where they can learn.
Yeah, great. And you mentioned there's two things that I want to pick up on that you mentioned. So the first thing is that you talked about not being there from the very beginning, right, of the GSF. But I think it's remarkable to see how much the GSF has grown, because now I've been with the podcast now for more than 3 years, talking about the Green Software Foundation and just talking about the environmental impact that software is having. And just looking at, if you just take the podcast as an indicator of how the GSF has grown, we used to, when we first started this podcast, we couldn't even scrape together about sort of 3 news articles to even talk about stuff on the podcast. Whereas nowadays we've got there are hundreds of articles that come out every week that are about, the carbon output of software or AI, or, it's just exploded. And I think the GSF has a lot to do with that awareness. And so I feel like the Movements platform is like an indicator of how much the Green Software Foundation has grown and how much people's awareness of the environmental impact of software has grown over time as well. And then the second thing I wanted to talk about, pull up on, was with Asim talking about how people are adopters. One of the things he used to talk about, or he probably still talks about, knowing him, is about he talks about having, we just need small numbers within organizations to actually have meaningful change or meaningful impact in those organizations. So he's talking about if you have 1 or 2 champions, that's why we call them champions, right, who completely understand the green software movement, then we can have real impact on the, to use the same word, on the environmental impact of software, right? And how people can use green software in their organizations and the tools that are being created by the GSF, Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I just want to talk about what the Green Software Platform looks like. And so what I've done is I've shared my screen here. If you are listening on audio, you might be at a bit of a disadvantage, but please take the time to switch over to video on whatever platform you're on and have a look at the Green Software Platform. So Gosia, let's start here at the page that says start here. So first thing I want to notice as well is that the platform is really impressive. It looks and it feels like it's something like Slack, or what would you say it's like? It's like some sort of social networking tool, I guess.
Yes, but I think there are some aspects of Slack, but Slack are generally just conversations. And here you have different types of content that you can share. So you can have, you can interact with text. You can also share videos. You can have events, and you can have chats, but you can also have courses. So I think offers much more variety. But what I like about it is that it's quite simple. When we first started talking about it, we thought, having too many different sections can be kind of overwhelming, and we just wanted to make it quite simple and easy for people to understand where to go, where to move from one part to the other. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it's still work in progress. So we are really open to feedback from the users, from people who are actually on the platform, and just would be great to know how they feel, how it is to use it, how it is to move from one space to another, and if there are any things they would like to see there, or if there are any changes that would make it easier for them to interact with the platform, that would be very, very useful for us. Yeah. So basically the first thing you see when you arrive is the start here. And that's where you learn about different spaces where you can learn, you can read our code of conduct. So you can learn about where to contribute and where you can go to learn more about green software. So we have our green software practitioner course here. We'll look at it in a little while as well. And we have 3 main spaces, which are news, ask anything, and lobby. So this is for people to contribute, to share, and to learn more from the others. So in the news, obviously.
Yeah, let's take a look at the news tab. So like if I open it up here.
So here's where you can share, obviously, articles and news, but you can also share events. You can also share resources, research, papers that you find particularly interesting. You can share things that you discover in green software space, and you think other will also enjoy it. So there isn't a limit in terms of what sort of resources, but as it says, use would like this is something that is recent and relevant to green software. So also, if you run an initiative that you would like to share, that's definitely where a good place to share it.
Yeah, it's definitely the place to do it. And also one thing that people can do is that it can actually have discussions underneath the articles. So you can actually comment underneath, and actually talk about, for example, who's going to what event, if people have, an opinion about certain things. And it's just like a really nice space to do it, I guess, as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we also have here, we have the Ask Anything tab.
Yes. So Ask Anything, as you might suspect, it's about asking questions. Mm-hmm. So there are no wrong questions.
Right.
It doesn't matter if as long as they are related to green software.
Of course. Yeah.
It's for people who are just starting. So if you are joining the platform and you want to learn basics, there will be others who will be able to answer those questions. But also if you need more in-depth insight, or you need some support with the product you created, something you want to get feedback from the community, this is also a really good space for that.
Yeah. I mean, I like even someone like me who is not a developer, I even asked a question here about, what's the best, what's the best way to make my website more environmentally friendly? And I got some good answers from people. So I think it's also a good way to actually make connections. If you want to make industry connections this way as well, is a good way to do it. So yeah, okay. And then we also have the lobby, which I guess is a little bit more relaxed. People tend to post memes in here a lot, I feel. Things like that.
There's also memes, but also just like some comments or...
Right.
Different things. I think we're still defining what exactly each space is, so people are still learning. But yes, it's more relaxed space when you can just have a chat or whatever comes to your mind and share it with the others.
Cool. And then let's talk about the courses. So I think this is probably the most impressive part of the platform. So yeah, please tell us more about the courses part of it.
Sure. So I'm very happy that our green software practitioner course has a new home. So it's available exclusively on the Movement platform, and this is where you can complete the whole course, where you can learn about the basics of green software, what it really means to be green software practitioner, and how to apply the green software principles to your design, to your development work. So just recently we moved the whole course to the platform, and we are also working on releasing the certification that you will receive upon completion of the course. And this is just our first course that has been available for a few years now, and it has been completed by 130,000 practitioners globally. So it's quite impressive. And it feels like it's a good start. It also puts the bar high. So with the next courses, we definitely need to aim high.
Wow, 130,000 people. I didn't even know that was the number. I knew it was high, but that's very impressive. And also, you don't need any pre-qualifications to do this course, right? You don't even need to really necessarily have a basic understanding of development, for example, software development.
No, you can be completely green and
completely green to use it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. In fact, Yeah, I've been meaning to do it myself, but I've just been a bit lazy and kind of getting around to doing it. But how long does the course actually take, do you think?
About 3-4 hours. So it really doesn't
so
take
not too bad.
much
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Okay, cool. And so, seeing as we're talking about the platform as well, let's talk about events. And we actually have on the events tab, we actually have an event that's coming up as well. So, how about let's talk about, obviously here on the events tab, you can see which events are available. At the moment, we've got 2 Green IO events, but this one is coming up really soon, Green IO London. Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about Green IO London, or do you want me to talk about it?
I mean, we are, from this year, we are an official nonprofit sponsor of Green IO events. So we thought it was, the Green IO, what they do, it really connects with our philosophy, with what we do. So we thought like it was worth having a separate space for those events and encourage people to attend them. And it's the best, probably one of the best places where you can connect with green technologists, where you can learn about how to apply green software practices to your work. We are also going to share some tickets for the Green IO London. So we'll invite people until the end of this week, Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To go on the platform, comment on the events and say that you're interested in attending. And then we will select 3 people who will get free tickets to the event. So it's a great opportunity. You're still in time to get a free ticket. So I encourage everyone to join. And if they're thinking about attending and didn't get their tickets yet. Yeah.
Okay, so listeners, if you are listening today on Thursday, you have until the end of tomorrow. Are we talking about Friday or Sunday? Is it Friday that we're going to end the prize giveaway, or Sunday?
Yeah, Friday.
End of Friday. Okay, so you've got the up until the end of tomorrow to comment, join the Green Software Movements platform, and comment underneath the event. Is it on this page here where they need to comment?
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
So this page that I have open now. And you can get free tickets to the Green IO London conference. Obviously, travel and accommodation not included. Just so we'll put that as a precursor as well. So you got to be able to make sure that you can actually make the event and probably travel to the event as well. So just bear that in mind. But yes, so Green IO London is happening on the 24th of September. It's actually 23rd and 24th of September. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, the 23rd is workshop day. The 24th, there are conferences, but they're both worth attending.
Yeah, great. And it's going to be an amazing event where you can meet people from not just the GSF, but everybody that's involved in sort of sustainable software development from all over the world, not just from the UK and Europe. And there are going to be some amazing speeches and workshops that will be going on, and you'll be able to learn so much in just those 2 days. So definitely comment underneath and get involved. So that concludes our overview of the Green Software Movements platform. What I want to do next is I want to ask you a question about where you see the Movements platform heading in the future. So what's the next plan? What's the next steps for the Movements platform? And are there any upcoming tools, training, or community initiatives that we should be excited about?
Definitely. Yeah. So we want to follow our education first approach, and this will focus mainly on courses. So our goal now is to introduce trainings and courses around our project, but also in the future about what GSF is and how we operate, so that people can understand better what we do, how they can contribute, and how they can, whether they're members or just people interested or doing following green software practices, what there are ways for them to contribute. So we are planning to release courses. Next one, I think I can reveal it now. We are working on a soft course. So SOFT is a sustainable organizational framework for technology. It's a framework that it's a decision-making framework that guides organizations through the development, implementation, and operation of technology applications.
It used to be called TOS, right?
Yes. It used to be called TOS. And back in December, we also had a podcast episode with Pindi Bular, the project lead, explaining. So if you want to learn more about SOFT, previously TOS, head to the episode on that, and you can definitely learn a lot. But yes, we are planning to release a course that will help organizations and individuals to learn more about SOFT and how you can apply it to your organization across all operations. And this is going to be our first after Green Software Practitioner course, the first course that we'll release, but we plan to release more. I'm not gonna reveal the details yet, but we are working on a few more courses, so you can expect to learn more about green AI, about software carbon intensity specification, about projects such as Carbon Aware SDK. So you should just look out for those on the platform, and we definitely gonna have more things coming over the next year. We really look forward to grow this community, grow this movement, and to more practitioners connecting, to having conversation and share knowledge. And I think what is really important as well, that this is space that is not only for GSF members, but for anyone who wants to contribute to Green Software Foundation, to Green Software Space, who wants to learn more about it, but also who wants to know what they can do to advance these practices. And we are still defining contribution paths, so the platform help recognize you for what you do, but we also planning to define it so people who join the platform know what to do to actually make a real impact. And I think that's what this platform is about as well.
Yeah, totally agree. And so for anybody that's listening out there that feels they really want to get involved in the GSF, but they don't know where to start, go to the Movements platform. We obviously have it linked down below in the show notes, and that's a great starting point, even just to make a connection and meet other people that are, doing a similar sort of thing and that really want to make an impact as well. So great. So Gosia, we've come to the end of the podcast episode. Before we head off, I have one final question for you, which is, where can our listeners go if they want to find out more about you?
I think you can check out my LinkedIn. That's probably the best place. I don't know if you're going to learn a lot about me, but it's a good place to connect.
Yeah, either there or the Movements platform, right? You're on there all the time.
Platform. So, yes, I'm there. Yeah. I'm there all the time. So just reach out to me on the Movement platform, and I'll
and same for me as well. You can reach out to me on the Movements platform, and hopefully we'll see more posts from people, especially in the lobby. If you've got any good green software memes, and you'll post them in the lobby page, that would be well appreciated. So Gosia, thanks once again for coming on the episode. Final reminder to our listeners that all of our resources, and especially links to the Movements platform and our events, will be in the show description below. And you can visit podcast.greensoftware.foundation to listen to more episodes of Environment Variables. And we'll see you all in the next episodes. Bye for now.
Bye.